Hey y'all, I'm Shana and I'm back with another review. This is for Basketball Wives Orlando Season 1 Episode 2 Grand Reopening Grand Closing, okay? Let's go ahead and jump into it before we do. If you're new here or if you're not, either way, I'm so glad to have you. This is a growing channel, so if you enjoy this type of content, check out my other videos, watch it all the way through, see if you like it. If you do, definitely don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. This is a growing channel, and we're a community over here, so can't do it without y'all. Love to have y'all, okay? Let's go ahead and jump into it. So we start off with Ashley. She's doing a photo shoot for her clothing line, and she's having a reopening of her store. Everything shut down after 19, okay? So she's gonna reopen it. This is where the main event will be later on in the episode, so stay with me, okay? But one thing we're gonna see is that lady's husband. Oh, he gonna make an appearance. We don't see nobody else's husband, boyfriends, or baby daddies, but we see her husband, okay? So we move on and we see Mackenzie. She's at home. She's talking to her dad. I guess she brought her dad down with her to help her with her kids. He says he misses his wife, who's her mother, and they've been married for 35 years. She talks about this great example that she had. And it's just, so sad, because a lot of times when women go through things with men, it's like, oh, you have daddy issues, this and that. Like, no. I grew up with both my parents. They're divorced now, but they got divorced when I was in my 20s. So I grew up with my parents being married and my father in the house. It's just, dating right now is harder than it's probably ever been. But Mackenzie said she's dating someone right now, but she wants to keep it private. She wants to keep it on the low. Low key is best, because they just started dating, even though they listed the boyfriend's name underneath her name in the confessional. But okay, whatever, that's neither here nor there. So Morgan, who is becoming a fast fave for most people, she's throwing her daughter a 12th birthday party, and she shares things are getting ugly between her and that ex-husband of hers. So she has to do like grand gestures for her kids and whatnot, because it's a hard transition for them, and I'm sure it is. We meet a new cast member, Danielle Miller, ex-fiancé of Rashawn Vaughn, former NBA shooting guard. They're going to get a former NBA player if they don't do nothing else, baby. Okay? So they share a 6-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter together. She's at the birthday party. Lindsay with the red hair, who's pregnant, was there. Neek arrived, and she has her son and then her bonus child, Dwayne, and Mackenzie's son. So Danny, they call him Danielle Danny. So Danny realizes that Neek's love triangle includes Mackenzie. And she's like, oh, this turned into a love. She said a hexagon, a love square, we all the shapes. Because Mackenzie is now dating her ex-fiance. Whew. She said that there was some overlap between the ending of her relationship and the new relationship with Mackenzie, which the irony, because Mackenzie said there was overlap with her relationship and Neek. So it's like, Mackenzie, not you being in the same situation that you just got out of, but this time the shoe is on the other foot. Okay, the tables done turned. So Neek was like, listen, I know you having problems, Danny, but listen, this situation is best for me. I'm glad that Mackenzie is over there with your baby daddy and not my man, okay? Not her baby daddy, because I want her out of our hair. She already lived 3 doors down. So someone asked Danny how she would feel about co-parenting with Mackenzie. And Mackenzie said, I ain't co-parenting to nobody with no ring. And Neek just took a sip like, yeah, girl. I'm not co-parent. I see what she's saying now. I'm not co-parenting with you and you just a new girlfriend. If nothing else, y'all had to have been together for some years or something for me to even think about it. So in the next scene, we see Mulan and her dunk. And she's doing basketball content. That's what she do on her social media, I'm assuming. And I wonder why she didn't, strive to go to the WNBA for all this. I guess she said, look, I'll make more money doing content on Instagram than going over there. But she shares that her mom had 6 kids and her dad had 9. And she says she has 13 siblings. And I'm like, the math, hold up. Because what? Wouldn't that be 14 or 15? Are we including you or not? Okay, the math ain't mathing, but that's fine. She said she had a rough upbringing. Honey, they was, struggling at times. They were poor, is what she was basically saying. Living in poverty. But it seems like things on the upswing now. So I hope that her whole family is no longer going through those types of hardships. Moving on, we see Megan and Danny. They meet up, and Lindsay and Nikki will arrive later. So Megan is still feeling the way that Lindsay had exposed her previous history with Morgan's ex. Megan, had you just told Morgan yourself when you first met her, you could have avoided all this. But see, you wanted to keep quiet, and then you got mad because the cat got out of the bag. It was going to come out one way or another, okay? So Megan found out that she called her Ratuli or whatever. It was something long and drawn out. It wasn't catchy. No. But she's talking about Mackenzie. And she said Mackenzie is the rat that told Morgan that she was messing around with her husband. Wouldn't be nothing to rat about. I'm going to leave it alone. So Megan referred to Danny because, Nikki had arrived at this point. They catching her up. And she had mentioned that Mackenzie is with Danny's baby dad. And then Danielle was like, ex-fiancé, be clear. I said, okay, girl. That's something I would say. Because I think, like, the other day, I was, talking about my previous partner. And my mother referred to him as, like, my boyfriend or something like that. Like, honey, that's my ex-fiancé. Get it right. He bought a ring, got down on a knee, asked. I said, yes, honey. Give me some respect, okay? Don't do that. Not too much. Don't do it. See, but if you don't make it all the way to wife, honey, they don't put no respect on it. So she might as well just go ahead and accept the child. I know it hurt. I know. But Lindsay arrives and she's happily discussing her pregnancy and how she got to drink a mocktail and all this. And Megan's just cutting to the chase. Like, she gets straight to the mess. Okay, we're here for drama, not for baby talk, okay? She like, listen, I feel a way. You made me feel a way that you basically made me out to be some kind of homewrecker. Lindsay apologized, and I'm like, get her out of here, girl. The little bit of drama you bought, you need to stand 10 toes down on it, okay? You said it. It is what it is. Megan's the one that should have opened up her mouth. I mean, aren't you friends with Morgan? Why are we apologizing and taking blame? Like, nah, she ain't built for this. She got to worry about her pregnancy. Let her come back after she had a baby. So Megan invites him to Ashley's event. I like Nikki on Black Ink Crew, but why is she here? What basketball player is she with? Who is she dating? Why? I know she's a friend. She's looking like she's a friend of, but who is she with? Because she's not really talking about nothing, and I really don't see why she's here. But, I mean, Megan wanted her there, I guess. It ain't for me to decide. Moving on. Mackenzie and Morgan have a one-on-one. They meet for drinks. Mackenzie is surprised. So she like, Morgan seemed like she in a good mood. She like, you seem like you're in a good mood. I'm shocked. And Morgan was like, am I not supposed to be in a good mood? Like, what? And she like, well, the last time I seen you, like, you had an attitude. So Morgan tells Mackenzie that, she picked a side. When she decided to defend Ashley, she picked her side and she got to stay on that side. Made your bed, lay in it. And she's like, look, you chose to be friends with Ashley, so we just can't be friends. Plain and simple. We can be cordial, we can laugh, kick it, but we ain't no friends. That's it, that's all. In her confessional, Mackenzie says that Morgan has a problem with her because she's friends with Ashley, but she'll never be mature enough to admit it. She just admitted it 5 seconds ago. What? She just admitted it. I'm lost. But, yeah, they go back and forth, and once again, people walking away. So we see Mulan, and she's on FaceTime with her little sisters. She said they have ran away. They ran down to Miami, crashed a rental car. Whose rental was it? Because these girls look like they about 13, 14. Mulan said she recently lost her brother. My condolences to her and her family with their loss. And the mom is on a downward spiral because of such a heavy loss. Mulan invited her sisters to stay with her for the summer, so we'll see how that works out. So at Ashley's grand reopening, Megan arrives and she's like, okay, well, you told me I could bring like a +1. I invited a couple people. Like, girl, you had a +1. That's just one. Not you can bring whoever you want. But Ashley played it cool. She like, I don't got no problem with Danielle. You know, as long as she fine, she don't start no mess. She's free to come. And plus, she's a part of the cast, and y'all filming, so there's that. So Megan has a little pep talk with Danny outside, and she like, act like a lady. Mackenzie's in here. Like, we ain't gonna do too much. But I don't know why Megan doing all that, because we know that she's here to get the mess started. That's why you here. Morgan said after a while everybody talking, casually chit-chatting, ain't nothing really going on. So Morgan like, look, I'm tired. Danielle, have you met Mackenzie? It's time for y'all to go ahead and talk. Let's get this show on the road. We've been here all day, honey, okay? So Danielle said, I'm not talking to no side chick. Danny said Mackenzie was her last year with Neek, so she should know better. Mackenzie says she's never been with a man in a relationship, so that would mean that she's in fact no one side. Danielle, are you with this man or not? How's she a side chick? Are y'all together? You said you his ex-fiance. Don't let him demote you from fiance down to you being the side. What's happening here? If you're not with him, then how side? Clearly, there's, first of all, when she said she had a 2-year-old, I said, oh, it's too fresh for her. Sometimes, like for me personally, but with a 2-year-old, it's a little fresh. There still be feelings. I would not mess with no man with no 2-year-old. But Danny said that she speaks to her. She's like, I speak to him every day. You can look at I got the receipts to prove it. And Mackenzie was like, I would hope so. I mean, y'all got kids. Like, girl, and you said that to say what? Like, I'm still going to deal with him. Next. Clearly, Danielle is just not over that man. And when her and Morgan and Nikki walk out, they're like, girl, you did your big one. And Danielle really thought she got the best of her. Like, nah, girl, she kind of ate you up. Like, you thought you did something, talking about talking to him every day. She couldn't care less. So Danny goes to visit Morgan and spills the tea on what happened at Ashley's event. Danielle breaks down because, she said she put her career and life on hold to chase behind this man. And that's a mistake that women often make, okay? She was a basketball player. She had, she degreed up. She was working on her career. And she put that on hold to go overseas. I guess he's playing overseas now. She went overseas with him. And they had these kids and all these things. I mean, they was together for 8 years. So that's a lot of history there. But I just say, ladies, don't do it. Even if he's your husband, please be leery. Don't put your life on hold completely. Like, I recommend you get a bag and stash some of your own money away because you just never know. And you can't put your trust fully into no man. And especially if he's not your husband. Girl, But it's a mistake that, we often make, especially now more than ever, where marriage, nobody even cares about that anymore, it seems. But Danny said just a week before she came down to Orlando, she was with him. Why? Either y'all back together or not. You ain't gonna be with me half-stepping. Either we are a family and we are together, or we are not. We're not doing both, okay? She's hurting now. I could tell she's hurting, and it made me hurt because, honey, I know the pain. Morgan breaks down at her new normal, being a single mom and trying to co-parent. And she was like, I don't want to cry. It makes me feel weak. It's okay to cry. The most strength you can have is being able to tap into your emotions. Like, being emotionally vulnerable takes strength. It's easier to hide and pretend like you don't care. But really, tapping into your emotions, that takes a lot of strength right there to acknowledge how you feel. And she said her 12-year-old is going to therapy to deal with this. I wonder if she's going to therapy. And again, she's hurting as well. I know it hurts. When you think it's going to be one way and now you stuck being a single mom, ooh, that hurts. That's a pain like no other. Would not wish it on nobody, okay? Hear me. Morgan said her friendship with Ashley ended because she was getting divorced. And now that's grimy. Don't you tell me Ashley discarded her because she was getting divorced. Ashley, you better hope it's never your turn. And nobody does that to you. So Danielle and Morgan speak about loyalty. They just not as loyal as we are. They don't know nothing about loyalty like we are. And in her confessional, Danielle was like, it seemed like it's Ashley's side. There's only one person on Ashley's side, and that's Mackenzie at this point. But she's like, either you team Ashley or team Morgan. And I'm riding with Morgan till the wheels fall off. And I feel like when I heard her say that, that lets me know that they might. I hope they don't fall out. I hope they don't. But it's giving signs like y'all might fall out later on in the season. So we gonna watch and see. Some of the arguments are kind of petty, giving a little bit high school tit for tat. But overall, I say it's entertaining. And if you haven't watched it, go check it out. If you don't want to watch, I'm watching it for you. So check out my review. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe before you click off. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.